when someone has been living in an RDP house and then they happen to get a better job and a better salary to better their lives, this means that they should not sell the RDP houses because it was not sold to them. They should offer to the ones who need it in the community. And then we also have in businesses that businesses should also look into the needs of the community, not what the business wants to offer for the community. I mean, you can't offer tablets for the community who needs actual books. I hope you get what I mean. Should I repeat? Number 3 is to ensure that everyone is included in social assistance, irrespective of race, by integrating a needs-based analysis within the disadvantaged communities. Also, to identify the racial terminologies, like some people don't like to be called colored, but would like to be called kweklam/brown people. And we have the last question, which is what role can the SAHRC and its stakeholders play in this pursuit? I'm only gonna state one point and I'll give my fellow group member to conclude. This this basically says the South African Human Rights Commission and can provide ethical certificates to businesses after reviewing their practices, and this also should enable the businesses to get tax rebates. You can take.
Cortez. The third question, what role can the South African Human Rights Commission and their stakeholders play in the pursuit? The pursuit of nation building, the pursuit of an inclusive South Africa, where we can all truly be one. It's simple. Break the silos, more engagements, more networking. And we're already on the ground. So it's not like you need to spend a lot of resources in educating people that have to go out to the communities. We're already in the communities. We're already working. We're on ground level. We need boots. We're on grassroots level. We just need boots. That's all we need, I must say.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Group 1. They raised a couple of important points. I think one of the more radical ones is that we should adopt a communist society. A pseudo, okay. Thank you for the clarity. But one idea of theirs that I really, really like is the idea of some kind of certification that the Human Rights Commission can hand out, right? So we can award companies, institutions, persons who maybe are human rights compliant, to recognize those that are doing their part. I would now like to invite Group 2 to come up, please. The name of this group, or the theme of this group, was creating a caring, safer, and crime-free society. Thank you. Is this your whole group?
No, yeah, female. Greeting to the house at large. My name is Amandla Nkebana, and I'm from the Ikhala TVET College in the Eastern Cape. Now, my group was tasked to create and tell. Okay, thanks you, ma'am. Basically, we were tasked to talk about creating a safer, caring, and crime-free society. Now, the first question was, what are the root causes of crime? We have issues such as socio-economic conditions, which are basically inequality breeds desperation and potentially fueling crime. And then also opportunities to access decent job opportunities, whereas that leads to lack of jobs can push people towards illegal activities. We also have things concerning such as poverty. Poverty can drive individuals to commit crimes for survival. And also corruption. Corruption diverts resources meant to fight crime. Lack of proper placement for former freedom fighters, it leads to the disillusionment that can lead to the social instability of a nation. Also, we have lack of education, which limited education hinders opportunities and increases the crime risk. Lack of accountability. Without accountability, crime can flourish unchecked. Lack of access to information limits transparency, hinders crime and prevention efforts. The incorrect economic models can lead to unequal economy and can exacerbate crime rates. Also, we have the second question was, what are the practical solutions to end crime in South Africa? We have provide systematic accountability models to all public officials, improve on implementations of the principles of Batupela, proper implementations of the principles of public finance management, increase work placement jobs for TVET college students, increase strategic entrepreneurial programs, models, entrepreneurial programs, models for our youth, strengthen the crime justice system. And the third question we were tasked with, what is the role that the South African Human Rights Commission and its stakeholders play in the pursuit, which is to provide programs to teach children about anti-bullying, anti-crime, and build a culture of responsibility within the youth. And then we need the SAHRC to meet every 3 years to develop strategic plans in pursuit of developing a society. And also we need to kind of help strengthen Big Brother programs within communities, because they do play an important role in enriching communities within their spheres. Thank you.
Are you done? No, there's no question answer.
Okay.
We don't have time. Thank you so much, Group 2. And I think the common thread through Group 2 submissions was the idea of targeting the youth to create a safer and more caring society. They provided us with a couple of ideas on initiatives that target the youth, I guess, to create a new generation that is not involved in crime. Now, I would like to invite Group 3 to come and do their presentation. I was part of Group 3, but I'm still going to give them the same time I gave everyone else. You'll get no favoritism. Okay, Group 3, the theme was building a sense of nationhood and belonging. Group 3, please come up. Don't embarrass me, Group 3.
Yeah, I'm torn. Greetings, everyone. Standing before you is. Thank you. Standing before you is Ncome Sisipho. I'm from Ikhala, Queenstown, Ikhala TVET College. I'm going to represent Group 3 under the theme that says building a sense of nationhood and belonging. We need to end the standard of nationhood and belonging.
Hold the mic.
Oh, okay. Let me cook. Okay. We need to end the standard of nationhood and belonging, which today is the white standard. Ne? Do away with the inclusion, where white people are doing the including and the blacks are being included. Balancing different identities, language, which is still white dominant. I don't know if I will be able to, but I will try and make an example. English is not our language, ne? But it seems as if we are forced to. We learn in English, everything, education is in English. The national language is English. And I don't want to say I don't like English, but it's not my mother tongue, you see. So do you? I think I'm done. I was just cooking an egg.
So I think I've already introduced myself, not unless there is someone who just joined us. I'm Gwenzile Gomede from KZN, Mfolozi TVET College. I think we were given a topic that we were supposed to be like, this is the topic for you, Group 3. You have 3 days to talk about it, you know, because there is a lot that you can say about this topic. Firstly, I would like to talk about education. I think there is a need for us to know that before we even start by educating abantu abasitivet college, we have to go to the foundation phase and plant the seed over there. When the person gets to high school level, he or she must know that this one is good for me, this one is not good for me, this one is right, this one is wrong. Then go to tertiary, then go to working institution with the knowledge that we planted from the foundation phase. I think that is highly important. Then, what is that? Understand the history. Oh, this one is very important. Oh, but this one is the last one. It's very important to understand our history. I think it's the only thing that is very, very important to make abantwana abancane abeza ngemuva to understand ukuthi kwakwenzakalani ngo-2025 ngesikhathini sihlangene laphana eJohannesburg kwilokhuzana kwi-human rights band, but we have to let them know ukuthi kwakwenzakalani laphana, what was the main purpose for us to be there ngaleso sikhathi. Then there is, what is that? Legislation. I don't need for telling it. Oh, okay. We also need to educate us about attitude. You know, just because we are a young generation, ekhula ngaphansi kwe-anger, sinama anger issues. At the same time, we are still young, but we have anger issues. That is the main problem. And you can't say anything that can change me. And you be like, Tombazane, you have to stop doing that. I will be like, oh, okay. It's fine. But when you go to the foundation phase and be like, hello, this one and this one is wrong, but you have to do this one instead of doing this one, you'll grow up that child knowing that this one is right and this one is wrong. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Group 3. They want a photo. Thank you, Group 3. Okay. Okay, now I would like to invite our last group for the breakaway sessions. This is group number 4. Group 4 is going to talk to us about ensuring equality and justice for the minority and vulnerable groups. Thank you, Group 4.
So it's no longer ensuring equality and justice for the minority groups and vulnerable groups, but ensuring equality and justice for the marginalized groups and vulnerable groups. What are the challenges contributing to non-realization of adequate protection of marginalized groups? Who are the marginalized groups? Race, black children, the youth, gender, the non-binary, foreign nationals, LGBTQI+, marginalized religious groups, impoverished people, disability, people who don't speak English, rural communities. The contributing factors to the non-realization, socialization, the way we socialized with, religiously, so miseducation, being educated in the what? Okay, let me skip that then. And uninterrogated institution and cultural practices, white heteropatriarchal capitalization, that is colonization and apartheid, formalized versus non-formalized. Number 2, what practical steps can individuals and communities take to ensure inclusion and justice for marginalized and vulnerable groups? Community dialogues, community healing circles, which will be done by Dr. Mateo and her organization, the curriculum change in LO classes, the Department of Basic Education, the civil society organization, universal basic income grant done by the Department of Justice and the Treasury. Age limit to public services. South Africa is led by a 70-year-old. I wasn't supposed to say that, but yeah. Okay, to age limit to public service. Interrogation, wisdom. It will open doors for young people or all groups. Pro bono, or community service for professionals. It's a way of giving back to the community and learning. Local contextual knowledge area. What practical steps can be taken by the South African Human Rights Commission in the pursuit? Democratizing the selective of specific languages by the South African Human Rights Commission, decolonized audit of the country, legislative amendment. The law ought to be relevant to today's society. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Group 4. I think you can be excused from the stage. Oh, they're taking a picture, okay. Yeah, standing is better. Okay. Mam Entle. Everyone, can we settle down? I'm really glad to see that we're still so fired up. We are still cooking. We're still on fire. It's the end of the second day, but I see we are still excited and energetic. And I think we owe that to the youth. I think this morning we started off slow, and then the youth got us fired up again. No, not you, Prof, the ones after you. All right, thank you so much, groups 1, 2, 3, and 4. I think you've given us some great ideas as a commission, but also as the Section 11 members who will be meeting tomorrow to discuss some of these topics in a way forward. I would now like to invite Commissioner Tshepo Madlingozi, who will now do our summary and way forward.
Thank you so much. No summary. We did the summary this morning. Yes, we've come to the end of the day, the campaign. So, as we said, we came together over the course of 2 days for a campaign launch. Not for a conference, but for a campaign launch. The word campaign, you know where it comes from, the etymology of campaign. Sometimes I forget I'm not in the classroom. The word campaign comes from the word to open the ground or to take the ground, to open the ground. The word launch, the etymology means to throw, to propel. So that's what we're going to be doing in the next 6 years, which is to embark on a campaign on the national question. So we didn't meet just for a conference. We met to launch a campaign, and that's what we'll be doing. So the past 2 days have really helped us to conceptualize the campaign. I must say that so far the campaign has been very abstract. We knew that we wanted to talk about the national question, but we didn't have an idea of what is the national question. We did not want to do that. So what we said was that for 2024 to 2025, we will go on a pilot campaign. We will go to TVET colleges on a pilot campaign. And we specifically chose TVET colleges, not so-called traditional universities, because we knew that we would get the real stuff, And we did get that. Not only what happened today and yesterday, but through what we got when we went to the various colleges. So we want to start there. We want to start by thanking the TVET colleges, the administrators that opened the doors and allowed us to visit your campuses, that allowed us to host and launch Shine Clubs at those colleges. We really want to thank the administrators, the faculty, but most importantly, the students. We also benefited from our 2 Section 11 committees. As I said, last year we appointed Section 11 committees. We call them Section 11 because they are created in terms of Section 11 of our legislation. So there are legislative committees that we create as a group of external advisors. And we have met with them over the course of 2024, 2025 to get ideas from them, to get proposals from them. What concrete interventions can we launch in order to move the needle on some of these questions? As we said yesterday, the Commission is celebrating 30 years of its existence. And we are asking ourselves very difficult questions. How do we move beyond individual human rights violations? But not only that, how do we move beyond focusing on symptoms of human rights violation, but to focus on the root causes of human rights violation, the systemic causes of human rights violation. We framed the problem as a problem of the unfinished business of the nation, the unfinished business of nation building. And therefore the question is, what are those interventions, what are those initiatives, what are those things that we can do to contribute to nation building? And that's what we've been, benefiting from for the past 2 days. So I first want to start by thanking the TVET students. Indeed, they cooked. They cooked and cooked us very well. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We know that this is a busy time for you at the start of the year, so we appreciate your time. We don't take your time for granted. Secondly, I want to thank our Section 11 committee members from the two groups. I see Ditwanelo, I see Quentin, I see Shion, I see Adanma was here somewhere. I don't see her anymore. But a lot of them online. Dr. Sadike was here, Dr. Sibanda was here earlier. The two Section 11 committees who also gave their time through the course of last year, but also for the past 2 days. We really want to thank them very much. Let's give them a hand of applause too. We also invited key stakeholders that we work with in the commission, our civil society partners from the state, partners from other section, chapter 9 institutions, but also partners from the community. Because indeed, as a commission, we can only go so far, and we rely on the partnership, the collaboration, but also the communities and civil society holding us accountable. Because indeed, even though we are not the state, we need to be held accountable. So we rely on our civil society partners, our academic partners, and all stakeholders to collaborate with us. That's why we invited them here. So we really want to thank them for making time and for their engaged presence. Thank you so much. Lastly, I want to thank commissioners. I know some of them were here, and I know some of them have been listening online. And we really want to thank commissioners. We want to thank the staff from the Human Rights Commission who, helped us. There are so many people who contributed to making this event a success. Normally for an event of this size, 120 people, 70 people being transported and booked, you need a conference organizer. And there are companies that specialize in this. But we don't do that at the commission. But really, our staff members worked overtime, they worked overnight to really pull this wonderful event together, and we really want to thank them, all of them. Thank you so much. I don't know whether I should thank them by name. Given, Philip, Allen, Mabatu, Hagi, Kepa is here, Joyce, Enche. Why is there bias? There's a bias. She bribed you. I want to thank Naledi. I want to thank Lien. I want to thank Nangamso. I want to thank the CFO, the acting CEO, the acting COO, the chairperson, and everyone who really pulled this event. It was very stressful, very, very stressful. We fought a lot because we really wanted to get it right. And I must say that as a professor, I would give this team 10 out of 10 for this event. 10 out of 10. I'm very stingy with marks, but really this team really put it off. So in terms of the way forward, as we said, we are launching a campaign. This was not a conference, a culmination. No, it is a campaign going forward. So 3 things are going to happen. Tomorrow we're going to have a closed session with our Section 11 committees. Some of them are here, some of them will be joining online. They will be joined by the staff from the Human Rights Commission. I forgot to thank our provincial managers. Let's give them a hand of applause too. So they will be joined by our provincial managers. They will be joined by the teams from the different business units, from Advocom, from the research unit, from the legal services unit, and all other business units that will be joining us tomorrow to really critically reflect on the past 2 days. They've been taking notes, they've been debating amongst themselves, what did we hear in the last 2 days? What are the youth looking for? But also from the different panelists, what have they given us? Because we did ask panelists to propose the way forward, and they've done that. So tomorrow we'll have a closed session with our Section 11 committee members, together with the staff from the Human Rights Commission, research advisors, business units, colleagues, to debate short-term, medium-term, and long-term interventions that we can implement. In the short term, what are the low-hanging fruits that in the next 3 months we can really implement? What are the medium-term interventions, and also the long-term? Litigation, cases that we can institute, inquiries that we can set up, dialogues that are urgent that we need to convene in terms of dialogues, but also in terms of the media, what kind of provocations can we make in the media? The last thing that I want to say is that, so that will be what's happening tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll have a closed session where we'll debate short-term, medium-term, long-term interventions. We've really asked our Section 11 committees to commit 3 days. That's a lot. 3 days is a lot. But really, we really want to thank them for listening in online, but also being here, because we do not want this to be a talk shop. Talking is good, but talk with the way forward. You know, in football, some of us say dribbling is good. But if you dribble like Chiefs players, you know how Chiefs players dribble? Unlike Orlando Pirates they dribble going forward. So don't just dribble, don't just talk with an outcome. So we won, so that's the first thing that will happen tomorrow. The second thing that will happen is that we'll compile a report. We appointed professional report writers. You won't see them, they're here amongst us. We have been taking notes, we have been capturing everything so that we can compile a report. We'll also compile a report of the discussion and outcomes of tomorrow's meeting. And we commit that we'll send this to you before the end of April. So before the end of April, we'll send to all the participants, this is a report of the meeting, and these are the interventions that will be unfolding. We do this as a way to thank you. We do this as a way to say your time was not for nothing. But we also do this so that you can hold us accountable, okay? To say the commission and Section 11 committee members, they also must be held accountable. This is what you committed to. What have you done? What have you done? So that you can check in as time goes by. The third thing that, as a way forward, is that the campaign will now go to provinces. Because this was a national launch, as we said in the concept note. Now it will devolve to different provinces. We've got 9 provinces, and we will come to the provinces to launch specific national question debates and dialogues. Because, of course, each province has got its own unique socio-political issues that they will want to discuss in different provinces. So that will be the third thing, where the campaign will now roll out to the different provinces. The last thing that we ask of you is that you have now met us as a commission. You've met my team and the rest of the commission. Please invite us to your events. Please invite us to your colleges, to your institutions, to your organizations, to your communities. If you want us to come hold the space on these issues, or if you want us to come deliver a constitutional literacy workshop or any other workshops, so that we can start to work together. So what we are proposing in the end is a partnership with all of you. We are very excited that KwaZulu-Natal University has appointed such a chair on the national question. We've not had a chance to congratulate Professor Rosanna Mad for that appointment. As an academic, to be appointed a chair is the ultimate. It's the ultimate. It's really a sign of salute from the powers that be. So we really look forward to that collaboration, Prof, as the Shashi Chair on the national question. Colleagues, as I said, we don't want to hold you any longer. Tomorrow it will be a closed session. If you want to come, you can come. We'll see who we like, who we don't like. If we don't like you, we won't allow you. Because it's not secretive. It's not secret. We're not doing anything secretive. But also you want it to be a small, intimate session so that we can really debate as Section 11 committees. Once again, we really want to thank our Human Rights Commission staff. We want to thank the interpreters. Let's give them a round of applause. We want to thank the IT technicians. Let's give them a round of applause. And lastly, we want to thank the hotel. We want to thank the hotel for allowing us to be here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. With those few words, and on behalf of the chairperson of the commission, I declare the session closed. Thank you so much. One announcement. One picture.
Hi, everyone. I'm sorry, Prof, I have to break protocol. Can we also just thank Professor Madlingozi, who, yes. It was because of Professor Madlingozi that we are all here today. He conceived of this event, and in conversations with Human Rights Commission staff, I think even we were confused about what does social harmony mean? What is a national question? What is social cohesion? And I think this has really empowered even us as staff in our work going forward. So thank you very much, Prof. Thank you.